When viewed from the standpoint of the likelihood of infinity, the most critical need of this hour may well be that Africans on all the earth, Bantus, should be brought back from their slumber in Euro Gentile Education and slumber, induced by specifically evolutionary-based atheism and conversion to Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, that we be allowed to glory and actually be glorified in ourselves again as of old. For any forward step must begin with the individual rejecting the worship of the gods that look like the colonizer or enslaver. What can we plain people do to bring back the departed glory? Is this the result when Africans become atheists or Christians? Loss of glory. Linjani lonke matlabe Zulu, magadi mweshe. Committee Buru Ethics Priest Teacher Rabbi LM Dumizulu on the topic, when Africans become atheists or Christians, what happens? Atheists and Christians today, are they the same? Are they believing in the same things? When was the last time you really asked this question? What is the real meaning of life? Who has time to think and ask this question? Is there some secret we may learn? Is there a formula for personal revival we can apply to the present situation, to our own situation? The answer to these questions is yes. Only two words may matter at this point in time. These are the words, know thyself. Yet the answers like that may easily disappoint some persons, for it is anything but profound. The lessons brings no esoteric cryptogram, no mystic code to be painfully deciphered. It does not appeal to any hidden law of the unconscious, no occult knowledge meant only for the few. The secret is as open as anything that any wayfaring man or woman may lead. It is simply the old and ever new counsel, know thyself. Wazugutu ungubani. When Africans become atheists or Christians, they instantly fail to know their glory or to know thyself. Our ancient ancestors taught us that all is within yourself. Know your most inward self and look for what corresponds with it in nature, and know thyself. Loss of creative dynamism. To regain this lost power, African folks must see heaven opened and have a transforming vision of the creative dynamism without and within, inherited from the richest past, the glory and the power. This creative reality is not the Unitarian God or Christian God who is having such a run of popularity today, whose chief aim and claim to men's attention is the ability to bring them success in their various undertakings, and who, for what reason, is being cajoled and flattered by everyone who wants a favor. We must be able to relearn and know that such a majestic actuality is real once we know what happens when African people become atheists or Christians. Should Africans believe in God? That's another question. Is the Creator God? That's the question that is dealt with thoroughly in this book, clearly beyond any reasonable doubt. Yes, the Creator is not God. God is a deity we fallaciously have been deceived to bow down to and believe it is the force that enslaved and colonized us. How can that be God, real? But the Creator is passed on from our ancestors, is an all presence that includes the heavens, is the maker of the heavens and earth, the only wise founder of matter, magnetism, the energy that we know, and is beyond his own comprehension. He has no gender, he has no age, he was not born by a woman, nor does he pretend to die and resurrect himself. Knowledge of such a presence cannot be gained by study alone. It comes by wisdom. The natural man rarely would discern it easily. It comes from deep within, from the indwelling essence, from this inner well whose contents are of an invisible nature, commonly termed spirituality, exists the crossing point to reality. For Bantus, this has been misnamed ancestor worship. But what really happens when Africans become atheists or Christians? Before we give more clearer answers, let us look at those Africans who turn to atheism. When we ask them why they ditch their creator, they again, like Christians, deny the creator of their ancestors and preach the one they know as atheism, their driving ideology based on evolution. Here are some of the reasons that prove that the creator really is there. You can go and see this and think about the eye, which can distinguish several hundreds of colors. It is automatically focusing and refocusing and handles an astounding 1.5 million messages simultaneously. Evolution focuses on mutations and chances and changes from already existing entities which they don't explain how they come to exist. Yet evolution alone does not fully explain the initial source of the eye or the brain, the start of living organisms or non-living organisms. But our brothers and sisters become atheists and embrace it. Our ancient African ancestors describe the cosmos fully, thoroughly, and all the stars thoroughly, that scientists, even European scholars today, are being amazed using instruments, using mathematics they borrowed from ancient Africa. The universe operates by uniform laws of nature. Why does it operate within these paradigms, within these laws? Much of life may seem uncertain. Richard Feynman, one of the greatest quantum electrodynamics scientists, said, why nature is mathematical is a mystery. The fact that there are rules at all is kind of a miracle. That's a European thinker. And our brothers and sisters have the gumption to follow a theory that has no proof, a theory that is disconnected from their ancestors. Chirality is probably one of the best scientific evidences we have against random chance, evolution, the driver force of atheism. This is chirality. It totally destroys the claim that life came from chemicals, for the DNA and the carbon are chiral. Obviously, this is one fact they will never discuss or think about or be taught. What is chirality? It is the asymmetrical, intelligent design of a property that exists in pairs. The greatest example are your two hands. You look at your hands, your left and right hand can never be superimposed on top of each other. Right? This is what Lord Kelvin coined chirality. These are chiral substances found in nature. The DNA, the sugars, the amino acids, the enzymes. We shall look at one enzyme, the penicillin, the ibuprofen, and the carbon. You yourself, you are chiral. Chiral compounds, continuous, they're the drugs. There they are. Let's look at adenosine triphosphate. ATP provides energy for most biochemical reactions, including DNA replicating, repair and protein synthesis, muscle contraction, transport of nutrients, and neural activity, to name just a few. For you to wake up in the morning, it's ATP that does that. Ion translocating or rotary ATPases serve either as adenosine triphosphate synthesis, using energy from a transmembrane ion motive force to create the cell supply of ATP, or as transmembrane ion pumps that are powered by ATP hydrolysis. We are going to look at this in detail. The illustration of intelligent design is demonstrated by many items. But the ATP synthesis, the production and the process is of how it comes about is utterly amazing. Using electron microscope, researchers produced the first ever three-dimensional representation of all the enzymes parts fitted together the way they are in actuality. There they are. Fantastic machine. Similar if you know how a car operates, the piston, the cylinder, the rotary, the energy, the sparks. That's exactly what is shown here with the ATP synthesis. The full assembly includes the asymmetrical axle, 6 rocking cams, 2 stators, a bushing, a 12-part rotor, and 2 half-stroke cylinders. The team of scientists found 2 channels situated in the base of the motor. The first half channel directs a single proton to a precise spot. There you are, to a precise spot in the rotary here in the stator, and then it rotates 330 degrees to put it there. It's constant, high concentration to low concentration, and rotation here, and cytoplasm, the cell membrane there. That's how it does. When it rotates, it produces that energy that we need. The researchers did not even mention evolution here, because this is a divine machine. And that was very appropriate, because this is a sophisticated system that could never result from natural processes. This is at a micro level, not macro. It would only be the work of an intelligent designer. And yet, today, we have Africans who turn to evolution and atheism. Globe rotating, Earth, and the Big Bang are all a lie. It's clear. Many people talk about the Big Bang as if it's a scientific fact. It is not. In reality, it's speculation. It has never been proved. But then, how come our brothers and sisters follow these myths? You can go to this Twitter site, Unschooling, and look at these two compared. Abundant resources, scarcity, cyclical energy, limited energy. That's all they teach. And our brothers and sisters actually believe that we came from monkeys. In conclusion, therefore, when viewed from the standpoint of the likelihood of infinity, the most critical need of this hour is that Africans on all the earth, Bantus, should be brought back from their slumber in Euro Gentile induced atheism and conversion to Christianity, Judaism, or Islam. Why or how then do Africans become atheists or Christians, and what happens? Africans become atheists and Christians via conversion. What is conversion? What is a convert? It is when a person has been persuaded to change their religious or their faith or their self or their tradition or their being. It means to be changed. A new spirit different from their birthright spirit imbues and overcomes them. They are deceived. They then can worship and bow down to a God who does not look like any of their ancestors, but looks like their oppressor, and they will love it, and they will defend it, and they will preach it. All Christians are Catholics. All Christians are converts. They have been converted. What a shame and a deception. The Christian leaders may know something. There is the former president of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Robert Gabriel Mugabe, bowing down to Jesus Christ, a European represented by these European Catholics, Jesuits. But on the other side, there is German Pope Benedict XVI and an Italian and Argentinian Pope Francis II together praying to Madonna in a Vatican chapel in 2013, Black Madonna. So something must be fishy here. Subscribe to our channel, Community Hebrew Ethics, Spiritual Rabbi LM Tumizulu. This is our email. When Africans become atheists or Christians, what happens? They are no longer Africans. They are disconnected from their ancestry. So to connect to your ancestors, to connect and to turn back from your wayward ways, subscribe to our channel, Community Hebrew Ethics, and get in touch. Thank you. Siyabonga. Taten.